Come on, play for us. After all, what kind of performance can someone like you from a poor family background give? It's hardly worth knowing.
At the birthday party for my mother-in-law, the eyes of my mother-in-law's friends, my daughter's friends, and all the relatives turned toward me. My mother-in-law, eager to humiliate me, smirked as she looked my way. I slowly placed my fingertips on the keys. My name is Olivia, a 36-year-old stay-at-home mom. I live with my kind husband, Michael, and our 5th-grade daughter, Emma. Being surrounded by my loving family makes me truly happy. But there's one thing that bothers me.
Emma, Grandma's here to visit.
Without any prior notice, my mother-in-law barged into our home. As soon as she spotted Emma, she approached and hugged Emma tightly.
Grandma, it's been a while.
Emma, you've grown so much. And you've become even cuter, haven't you?
Really? Thanks, Grandma.
My mother-in-law, who had been happily chatting with my daughter, suddenly noticed my presence and shot me a sharp glare.
Oh. What are you doing? Isn't it customary to offer some tea at times like this? Or perhaps you're implying that you can't even serve tea to me?
Grandma?
Oh. What is it? Emma, I've got an idea. How about going to the shopping mall with me? I'll treat you to a huge parfait.
Huh? I want to go, but...
My daughter glanced at me, seemingly concerned about our earlier conversation. Unsure of what to do, she looked left and right. Go with Grandma, Emma.
Is it okay?
Sure. Have fun. I reassured Emma with a smile. She responded with relief and cheerfully took her grandmother's hand.
Well then, Olivia, I'll take good care of Emma.
With a condescending tone and a triumphant smile, my mother-in-law headed to the shopping mall with Emma. The source of my distress lies in my strained relationship with my mother-in-law. On the day we went to announce our marriage, I felt relieved when she greeted us with a smile, seemingly kind and friendly. However, as soon as we were alone, she unleashed hurtful words.
I heard from my son that you're just a community college graduate, a poor person, right?
Well, yes. I did attend a community college.
Your responses are slow, and why did Michael end up with such a poor choice?
Poor choice.
What's the matter? Do you have complaints? Michael graduated from a prestigious private university, an elite institution. Yet he fell for someone like you, a community college graduate. Well, I tolerate it because you're technically Michael's wife, but honestly, I'd rather not breathe the same air as someone like you.
Why go to such lengths? What's wrong with being a community college graduate?
What's wrong? It's obvious. Your education is lacking, you have no money, and you lack refinement. Can't figure it out without being told? That's why I dislike community college graduates.
Stunned by her nonsensical arguments, I found myself speechless. Then she added,
In front of everyone, I'll reluctantly get along with you, but please avoid me as much as possible.
Since then, she has treated me harshly whenever we're alone, even though she maintains a facade of civility in front of others. I haven't paid much attention to the hurtful remarks directed at me. As my mother-in-law suggested, minimizing my interactions with her seems like a straightforward solution. However, the real challenge lies in my daughter, Emma. My mother-in-law adores her granddaughter, and she visits our home frequently, sometimes as often as every 3 days. Lately, she's been pulling Emma away from me, taking her along on outings. For Emma's sake, I can't confront my mother-in-law directly.
Mom, are you and Grandma not getting along?
When Emma looks at me with concern and asks, my heart aches. It's not like that, sweetie. We're getting along just fine, I assure her.
But Mom, Grandma says you're mistreating her.
Emma persists. Even though I'm the one being mistreated. Swallowing the words that rise to my throat, I desperately fabricate a lie. Maybe it's because we had an argument the other day?
No, Mom, that's not okay. You need to make up with Grandma.
Yeah, you're right. We should reconcile. I reply, forcing a smile despite the pain. One day, my mother-in-law barged into our home as usual.
Emma told me that you're teaching her piano. Is that true?
Yes, I am teaching Emma how to play the piano. I replied. We have a magnificent grand piano that I inherited from my father. Despite its age, I've taken good care of it, and it's still a cherished treasure that I can play. I used to play my favorite tunes on my father's piano, and Emma often listened. Perhaps intrigued by what she heard, Emma approached me one day.
Mom, I want to learn to play the piano too.
Although I'm not an expert at teaching, Emma's earnest gaze touched my heart. So, I've been studying teaching methods while playing the piano together with her. These moments have become precious and fulfilling for me. As I smiled, lost in my thoughts, my mother-in-law glanced down disapprovingly and uttered in a low voice.
Step aside.
Excuse me?
Step aside.
She repeated.
From now on, I'll be the one teaching Emma the piano. It's a pity for Emma to learn from someone like you, a poor person.
Taken aback by her audacity, I struggled to find words. But my mother-in-law's anger intensified as she continued.
Is there a problem? Are you dissatisfied?
No, not really.
Let me make it clear for someone as slow-witted as you. I'm more qualified to teach Emma the piano than you are.
Qualified? Why do you think that?
That's why people who grew up poor and only attended community college are both lacking in intuition and intelligence.
Excuse me, but I don't understand. Why do you believe your qualifications make you more suitable than me to teach Emma piano?
Because unlike you, a poor community college graduate, I graduated from an elite music school.
Huh?
Surely you've heard of J School.
I couldn't help but catch my breath at my mother-in-law's words. My mother-in-law loved boasting about her academic background.
I graduated from a proper 4-year school, unlike you. And not just any school, it's an elite one, mind you.
As she proudly spoke, I replied, Is that so? But little did I know that she was referring to J School. J School is one of the top choices for aspiring musicians. Particularly renowned for its string instruments and piano programs, it's a place where high-level musical talent is nurtured. If my mother-in-law indeed graduated from the piano department there, she must have acquired considerable piano skills.
Even someone as dim-witted as you can understand, right? There's a world of difference between you and me.
Her audacity left me speechless. True, J School is an elite institution for music education, just as she claimed. Learning from someone with that background would undoubtedly be beneficial for my daughter. However, if I were to concede, it would mean sacrificing even more precious moments with Emma, time that's already slipping away due to my mother-in-law's constant presence. And now she wants to further separate Emma from me? That's one line I won't cross, no matter what. Even though you graduated from a prestigious music school, the time I spend teaching Emma the piano is truly irreplaceable.
Isn't that just your selfishness?
She interrupted me, and with an exaggerated sigh.
Are you trying to make your child unhappy with your motherly whims?
No, not at all. I stammered.
Then what's your intention? Standing before you is a music elite, a J school graduate. Normally, someone as accomplished as me would charge for lessons, but out of my kindness, I'm offering to teach Emma for free. Yet you have the audacity to refuse because you want to teach her yourself. You, with your lackluster skills, dare to speak so arrogantly.
Fine, then. I'll play in front of you. I'll prove that I have the expertise to teach Emma.
Who would willingly listen to poor performances from someone like you, raised in a destitute household? Your playing would rot my ears.
Well, how can I prove my abilities to you, then?
You don't need to prove anything. As I said, just follow my instructions. I've already told Emma.
What? I couldn't believe my ears. What had my mother-in-law whispered to my daughter behind my back? Unpleasant sweat trickled down my spine.
I've already told Emma. From now on, Grandma will be teaching you piano. As a graduate of a famous music school, I'm more skilled at playing the piano than Mom is. Mom agrees with this arrangement.
Why are you making such arbitrary decisions?
I didn't expect you to rebel this much. Common sense dictates that as an elite music school graduate, I have better technical skills than you. So, it's only natural for me to take over.
Did you never intend to listen to my opinion from the start?
Oh, you're so persistent. Understand this. It's already a settled matter. Don't be stubborn anymore.
With those curt words, my mother-in-law promptly disappeared from my presence. Since then, she has been coming over to our house every day to teach piano to Emma. I'm not even allowed to enter the room where my mother-in-law teaches Emma. During Emma's breaks, out of Emma's sight, my mother-in-law always makes snide remarks to me.
You might not realize this, but Emma has a natural talent for music. To nurture that talent, she needs proper technique and education. Someone like you, who only attended community college due to financial constraints, lacks both proper technique and the necessary discipline. And as an instructor without any real talent like you, you'd end up stifling Emma's remarkable abilities. Do you understand?
Yes.
Good. So don't interfere with us anymore. Even your presence is bothersome.
Understood. I grit my teeth, suppressing tears of frustration threatening to spill over. My mother-in-law looks down on me with evident delight, as if relishing my inner turmoil.
Well then, I'm off to play the piano with Emma.
With that cheerful declaration, my mother-in-law heads toward Emma. I've considered discussing her erratic behavior with my husband, hoping he'd intervene. But he doesn't seem to view the situation as seriously as I do.
What's wrong with Mom teaching Emma the piano?
It's not just that. She's gradually taking away precious time with Emma.
You're exaggerating. Mom probably just wants to help with your parenting. There's no need to be so critical.
But it's not just that. I tried to explain.
Yeah, I get it. I'll talk to Mom. Just calm down.
He didn't seem to take my concerns seriously. From an outsider's perspective, my mother-in-law's actions might appear helpful, but in reality, she's like a devil trying to steal my precious daughter away from me. No one understands the pain in my heart. It's frustrating, but I'm doing it for Emma's sake. I can only repeat this to myself, feeling increasingly hollow. And then the worst thing that ever happened to me occurred.
Olivia, come look.
I entered the piano room, which I hadn't been allowed to enter recently, and my eyes widened. A piano.
Oh, even a poor person like you can understand, right? I replaced it with a new piano.
Beside her, a brand new piano gleamed. Oh my.
What?
What happened to my dad's piano?
Oh, I got rid of it.
Got rid of it?
Yes, it was falling apart.
Her nonchalant response twisted my insides. Why? That piano held precious memories of my dad and me.
That's irrelevant to me. An old-fashioned piano like that doesn't suit Emma or me.
But how could you just dispose of it? It was so big. How did you even manage it? I asked my mother-in-law, hoping it was a lie. But she calmly replied.
I had professionals come while you were away.
Did you break into our house?
What do you mean? I've been coming in all the time. Whether you're here or not doesn't matter.
It matters a lot. This is trespassing. And how can you just dispose of someone else's property?
Enough! I kindly disposed of that old piano and bought a new one. You should be grateful. But you, with no talent, have no right to complain.
With that, she shoved me and kicked me out of the room with the piano.
You clearly don't understand the value of this piano, so don't touch it without my permission. And of course, don't enter this room. Emma is practicing a piece for my birthday party, and having someone like you around would disrupt her practice.
The door slammed shut with force, and something inside me snapped. That evening. Hey, Emma, are you practicing a piece for Grandma's birthday party?
Yeah, I am. I'm working hard, so Mom, make sure to listen.
Of course, I'll listen. By the way, Emma, I have a favor to ask. With a smile, I turned to my daughter.
What is it?
She responded cheerfully. On the day of my mother-in-law's birthday party, the guests included relatives, neighbors, her friends, and a few of Emma's friends. Apparently, my mother-in-law hosts a birthday party every year, but this time, she went all out. She sent numerous letters to people, insisting they attend because her granddaughter would be playing the piano for her. Whether it was the letters or some other factor, the guests included relatives, neighbors, my mother-in-law's friends, and even a handful of Emma's friends. She must have encouraged Emma to invite her friends as well. As instructed, Emma brought along many friends, and my mother-in-law beamed with delight. Emma playing the piano for her grandmother's birthday party, wasn't that just a way to have her practice for the event? Despite my thoughts, I decided to keep quiet. The preparations for the birthday party kept me busy from morning, cooking dishes and baking cakes. My husband and daughter helped, but my mother-in-law refused to lift a finger. I understand it's her birthday party, but I wish she'd consider the effort that goes into preparing the food and desserts. Well, having so many people gather is heartwarming, but after finally finishing the preparations, my mother-in-law stepped forward in front of everyone.
Thank you all for gathering to celebrate me,
she said, striking a dramatic pose like the heroine on stage. Internally, I cringed a little, but her voice marked the beginning of the birthday party. We enjoyed our meal and chatted for a while, and then my daughter stood up, approaching my mother-in-law.
Grandma, happy birthday. I have a present for you.
Seated at the piano in the back of the room, my daughter's cheerful voice filled the air as she began playing Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. It was a cute tune, and I could see smiles on everyone's faces. However, her performance wasn't exactly polished. It was clear her skills had declined. Emma used to play better. As I thought this, her performance came to an end.
Thank you.
As Emma smiled, the surrounding guests erupted into applause. Emma blushed and giggled, and my mother-in-law showered her with praise.
You were amazing.
Then Emma stood up, approaching my mother-in-law.
Thank you, Grandma. I have a request for you.
Oh. What is it, Emma?
I want to hear you play the piano.
Ha.
Not something simple, a challenging piece. Is that okay?
My mother-in-law seemed puzzled by Emma's request. Her eyes darted around, and then she fixed a sly smile on me.
Sure, I can play, but Olivia.
Yes?
You did promise to play a piece for me, didn't you?
I had never made such a promise to my mother-in-law, but she looked at me as if I had. But I was sure that you would do that. Emma chimed in.
Wow, it's been a while since I heard Mom play.
Yes, indeed. Emma, your mom is about to give us an incredible performance.
Wow, I'm looking forward to it.
After Emma's smile, my mother-in-law walked purposefully toward me.
Since it's my special birthday, I'll let you play this piano too.
My mother-in-law pushed me forward and gestured for me to sit at the piano. As Emma's adorable performance filled the room, everyone's eyes turned to me, curious about what I would play next.
As if someone like you, raised in poverty, could play anything impressive.
She whispered this in my ear, her voice meant only for me. It was as if she wanted me to embarrass myself in front of Emma.
Now, go ahead. Olivia, everyone is eager to hear what you'll play.
Ignoring her condescending tone, I replied quietly. Understood. I placed my fingertips gently on the keys, took a deep breath, and then struck the piano with a firm touch before launching into the piece.
Ha.
My mother-in-law's voice was filled with bewilderment behind me. As I played, I maintained a deliberate pace, careful not to falter. The piece was Chopin's Etude Opus 10, number 1. It's a popular piece used in the opening of the anime, Forest of Piano, known for its high difficulty level for performers. Still, I loved this piece and had practiced it countless times. It was my forte. Of course, there would be no mistakes. I played flawlessly until the end, then stood before the stunned audience, smiling gracefully. Applause erupted, and I basked in the emotions of the moment. Oh, incredible! I forgot how exhilarating this feels. Lost in the sensation, I heard my mother-in-law mutter under her breath.
Unbelievable!
Are you okay? You seem unwell.
It's nothing,
She replied firmly, catching her off guard.
Your piano skills are impressive. Where did you learn to play like that?
She asked me with eyes that seemed to say, for someone from a poor family background, I returned a gentle smile. My husband, Michael, chimed in.
Didn't you know, Mom? Olivia won an award at the junior piano concert back in high school.
Really?
Mother-in-law's eyes widened.
Olivia, your piano playing is still remarkable. It's beautiful yet powerful.
Oh, I'm far from the best. There are many more talented musicians out there, right? I waved it off and glanced at my mother-in-law.
What are you getting at?
She hesitated. Did you graduate from that famous music school, school, didn't you?
Yes, I did. What about it?
I've been really curious. How do you teach piano to Emma? Or what kind of performances do you give?
That's hardly important right now.
Why not? As someone who graduated from the renowned school, isn't it a point of interest for a music enthusiast?
There's no need to worry about that.
Please, play a piece. Play just one piece, please. I've always wanted to hear your wonderful performance, so much so that I asked my daughter to request it. My mother-in-law's eyes widened at my words. The one thing I had asked my daughter was simple. I want to hear your grandma's performance. So, for the birthday party, could you ask her to play for us? That was all. But with just that, my revenge. After all, knowing my mother-in-law, she probably planned to muddle through the situation by saying something like,
I've become too upset by your poor piano playing in front of the whole family to play now.
But unfortunately for her, I can actually play the piano well.
Oh, I want to hear it too.
In response to my words, my daughter enthusiastically agreed.
Grandma always says her fingers aren't feeling well today and only plays simple pieces.
Oh, is that so? How do you learn piano from Grandma?
At first, I was playing the songs Grandma taught me, but they were all too easy, so lately I've been playing from the sheet music Mom gave me. Grandma always praises me, saying how well I play.
Really? Grandma gave you any advice?
No, Grandma always says that there's nothing for her to teach me because I'm a genius, so I don't get any advice.
Is that so? I see. It all makes sense now. I thought Emma's piano skills were declining, but that was the reason. While my mother-in-law claimed she was teaching my daughter the piano, in reality, she hardly taught her anything, and my daughter had been teaching herself all this time.
I really want to hear Grandma play. Not the usual simple pieces, though. I want to hear something challenging, like what Mom plays. Grandma.
Sounds exciting. Let's listen to Grandma's performance together.
Yeah. Grandma always said she's better at the piano than Mom. I've been curious to hear her play for a long time.
That's great. Today we'll finally get to hear Grandma's performance.
I'm so happy.
As my daughter smiled, my mother-in-law's face turned pale. What's wrong? Emma wants to hear your performance.
Well, today I'm not feeling quite right.
Then how about playing a simple nursery rhyme? Emma is eagerly waiting for your performance.
Well, yes, but...
As my mother-in-law's gaze wandered from side to side, she broke out in a cold sweat. What's wrong?
Well, I don't think I can.
What?
I can't play. There's no way I can play after such a performance.
Why not? You graduated from school, right? Playing something like I do should be a piece of cake for you.
Yes, I did graduate from J school, but my major was conducting.
Even as a conducting major, piano is part of the examination subjects.
I chose an instrument other than piano. My hands are small, so my repertoire is limited. I can't play as smoothly as you do.
As my mother-in-law's voice rises, people around us start to react.
You can't play the piano? But didn't you boast about teaching your granddaughter?
You said you were better than your daughter-in-law at playing the piano. What's going on?
The eyes of those around us turn a lifeless color as they look at my mother-in-law.
No, it's not like that. Everyone, I can play the piano.
Hey, Grandma.
My daughter widens her eyes even further and asks my mother-in-law a straightforward question.
Grandma, can't you play the piano?
Emma.
Why did you lie about being able to play the piano when you can't?
No, Emma, I didn't lie. It's true.
Grandma, you're always kind to me, but you're strict with Mom. When I asked why, you said it's because Mom bullies you.
Emma, what are you saying?
Could it be that you're actually the one bullying Mom?
Emma!
As my daughter's words persist, my mother-in-law's voice grows more frantic.
That's not true. It's not like that at all. Olivia and I get along well. Right, Olivia?
Getting along well is out of the question.
What are you saying, Olivia?
Someone who would discard the piano, a precious heirloom from my dad, can't possibly be someone I get along with. My statement leaves my daughter puzzled.
Huh? But Mom said it wasn't needed anymore, so Grandma said to discard it and buy a new one.
It was something precious that I received from my dad. So even if I couldn't play it anymore, I would never throw it away.
Really? Then why did you throw it away? Grandma, didn't you know it was Mom's cherished heirloom?
My mother-in-law shook her head repeatedly.
No, it's not like that.
As our conversation unfolded, the guests began to murmur, sensing the tension in the room. My husband, realizing the situation, stood up and suggested.
Let's wrap things up here for today.
The atmosphere had soured. But my mother-in-law persisted.
Wait, there's a reason behind this. There really is.
What reason?
It's just that. It's just.
As my mother-in-law fumbled for words, I locked eyes with her and spoke firmly. Please don't let your stubbornness crush our daughter's talent. My words caused my mother-in-law to collapse to her knees. Since that day, my mother-in-law hasn't visited our home. She embarrassed herself at her own birthday party. Even someone like her wouldn't dare face us now. Rumors spread among relatives and neighbors, leaving her isolated. Still, she insists.
I'm not at fault. I've been framed. That wicked daughter-in-law set me up.
But no one pays her any attention. It's a fitting end for my mother-in-law, honestly. My daughter has been learning piano from me and has been improving rapidly.
Mom, I want to play together with you.
Playing a duet, huh? You need to get even better at the piano for that.
Then I'll practice a lot and become better than you.
You'll surpass me in no time.
And you know what? I want to become a pianist.
A pianist?
Yes, a pianist. And then, in front of a lot of people, I say this. The reason I became a pianist is all thanks to my mom who taught me. Mom is way better at playing the piano than I am.
Emma.
So, I'll practice diligently, and I'll count on you from now on, Mom.
Regaining these peaceful moments with my daughter, I feel genuinely happy.
How did you like this story? Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Until next time in the next video.